Love waking up early in the morning, struggling to figure out what to do with your hair? We've all had our share of bad hair days. Are you ready for a change? Lock it and love it with Lock and Love Salon, conveniently located at 8117 Liberty Road, Windsor Mills, Maryland. Start your lock journey today. Lock and Love's professional services and artistic designs will keep you blazing in the hottest trends while maintaining and protecting your hair. Honey, Lock and Love is an experience. Once you try Lock and Love Salon, you won't try anyone else. Lock and Love offers starter and maintenance locks, fox locks, detox, shampooing and conditioning, lock treatment, lock extension, coloring, and much more. Sorry, but Lock and Love doesn't accept walk-ins. What are you waiting for? Call 410-970-3791 to set up your appointment today. Lock and Love is on Facebook, so remember to like, follow, and share. Trivia's Inspirational Radio would like to inform you that the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in the following show are solely the sentiments of the participants of the show. Trivia's Inspirational Radio Network is not responsible for content. As always, thanks for watching and enjoy the show.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you, my special guests?
I am blessed. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I am wonderful. But guess what? I didn't get a chance to ask you because I always put my guests on the spot and ask them, can they open us up in prayer? So can you open us up in prayer?
Oh, sure. First of all, I would like to thank the Lord for waking us up this morning and every morning, keeping our families. I would like to thank him for blessing us in every trial and tribulation that we go through, all of the problems, keeping us from our enemies, just keeping us covered. I would like to just thank him for everything, all the blessings, all the stuff that we just endure on a daily day basis, and for keeping us covered as we out here in the community. Just thank the Lord for each and one of us, and thank the Lord for your show, this platform for me to be on, and just continue to bless us and watch over our family. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I love it when people don't tell me no, because I just like people to tell me it. But hello, everyone. I am Trivia. I am the encourager. I am the founder and CEO of Trivia's Inspirational Radio. But moreover, I am the founder and CEO of Bondage to Grace Connections, where we service children impacted by incarceration. But I'm pleased because my special guest today is doing way more than just serving one entity. She's serving a whole community. She's serving the city of Baltimore, and she's out here getting things done. I'm sitting here watching her shadows like, hey, I'm just taking notes. I just want to be like her. I want to be like Sheree. I want to be like Mike. But Sheree, can you introduce yourself to our guest, please?
Yes, hi. My name is Sherree Rogers. I am the CEO of Standing Strong Mentoring Program. We are a self-funded nonprofit organization who help not just Baltimore City and surrounding areas, but we help other countries and other states as well. We basically feed, clothes, pass out hygiene products, resources, donate and support other organizations and businesses. We just do so much out here in the community. We fill in any gap. We help with housing, furniture. We don't give away cars. We done did some of everything. And we starting out free live giveaways back up. We'll be starting in another 2 weeks. We're on the lives. We was giving away like wash machines, dryers, different appliances for your house, small, big. We was giving away living room sets, dinette sets, and things like that. So y'all look for that. It will be posted on the page.
I am excited. First of all, free. How can I get a free washer? How can I get some free bread? We're going to talk about that at the end because you are always giving away something. And we know that the time to start signing up for that free car that you connected with, I know that's every year. So we're going to talk about all of those good things. But what I want to start with now is talking about the journey, because the show is the journey. And in order for us to get to where we are, we had to come from somewhere. So can
Yeah.
you just enlighten our guests a little and just tell them, where did you start? Where did you come from?
Well, first of all, my mom was such a giver. She was a giving heart, so she raised us to give from day one. So I started that in like middle school and elementary. I used to take 2 backpacks of stuff, take it to school, not just to sell us snacks. I used to give, just give, give, give. If I saw a child in need, I would give them my shoes, my shirt, my whatever. But as I grew into adulthood and became a parent, that's when it really hit me hard. I had, 2 older girls. I still have them and love them very dearly. And during that time, we had a struggle. We became homeless. So we became homeless, nowhere to turn to, no door, no nothing open. We was outside. I had a van and things like that. So that opened my eyes to giving more, because once I got back on my feet after my homeless journey, it was something to go through. But once I got back on my feet, I promised myself that I will always give. I will always find a way to give. So I started with the homeless community, and I was so hell bent on only the homeless community. That was over a couple decades ago, of course, because that's where I came from. So I was like, I'm only going to help the homeless, only going to help the homeless kids or parents, or, that's it. But then somehow my eyes was open to a wider circle. So I decided to not just help the homeless, but just to help everyone. It could be everyday people. It could be people that's falling short, people that rich, whatever. It doesn't matter to me if you're a business owner, if you're homeless on the street. I just want to be a blessing to someone, because I know how it feels to be without, and to be without a roof over your head. That's the first major thing, because if you have a roof, at least other things can start falling in place. So that's how I got started from the homeless journey. And then not just that, I was homeless a couple times in my life because I am a domestic violence survivor. So I went through, a lot of different things. And everything that I went through brought me to who I am today. So I just opened my heart to just give, 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 whether people appreciate it or not. I know where I'm giving it from, and I know what it means. So I just want to be a blessing. And hopefully one day I'll be able to touch so many people, or at least touch the one that matters.
I love it, because one of the things that I learned when I first met you is you have a heart for everybody. That's a hands down. But when I first met you, the one thing that stood out to me was the fact that you started a programish, but location to provide things for babies. And there's
Mhm.
so many moms out here who don't have. There's so many moms out here who don't have those connections. But then on the flip side, there's so many moms that have things that their babies have only used one time. What
Mhm.
gave you the courage to start that ministry? Because to me, that's ministry.
A few years ago, back when I had my older girls, I had them and I was in those lines. I was in those lines to get those free baby items and things like that to get me started. I was a teenage mom, and I was 21 when I had my other ones. And then I decided back then, I said, if it come to me one day, I just want to be a blessing to parents. But how can I give, parents that's in need, whether it's a single mother, father, husband, wife, whomever, just a parent. So that's what helped me to start that. So when I had the opportunity and the space to utilize at the time, I said I might as well go full force with it, start collecting baby items, Pampers, whatever, everything baby, whatever we can just give for them to use and not ask for anything in return. So I just wanted to be a blessing, because I believe the children didn't ask to be here. They don't have to suffer if the parents just open their mouth, or if they reach out to someone. I know that's hard for a lot of us to do, to say that we need help with something and things like that. But just to see that people appreciate it. That's why I tell people a lot of times I post pictures and videos and stuff like that here and there, but I do so much. I just try not to keep putting people's faces out there, because when I was at my lowest, I wouldn't want no one to keep, photographing me, put me on videos, just to show that they're giving me a pack of Pampers, a playpen, or anything like that. So I just wanted to help. And like I say, I came from all the lines, and everything that I do in life, I was once on the other end.
That's interesting, because a lot of times people look at us where we are and think that we didn't start somewhere. And I love the title of this show, The Journey, because it takes different stages and different places for us to learn and develop and even grow. So that's just a part of what you do, right?
Yes.
And you also go out into the community just today, and I saw you giving out food and like so much stuff today. How can you how can you muscle up the energy when it's
Oh,
cold outside, when it's hot outside, to get out into the communities? And some of the communities are the communities that some people don't even want to go into, and just stand out there and be a blessing. How can you muscle up that energy outside of the fact that you've been there, you know that, but it still takes something different to get out there and show up, not one time, not two times, but multiple times a week, a month, to go out here and do this?
well, I believe everything with prayer. I pray on things, the P-R-A-Y. So I pray when I wake up. I pray before I go to sleep, just to keep me through, whatever the day may bring. So when I think of the rain, the cold, the sleet, I feel like, well, the people need me more now. It's raining outside. It's cold outside. So they're going to need something to go in if they have shelter. For the ones that don't, they still need me. And sometimes just coming out, whether they get anything, whether they stop by to say hi, whether they like, oh, y'all was out here anyway, it means so much to them. So the smiles, the good feedback, the positivity and the energy. And then it's like it's my therapy, because I've been going through so much, especially in the last 2 years. So I use that to motivate me. Instead of getting a therapist, I say, if I go out and I give back, and then listening to some of the stories and the conversations with them, they just don't know how much it helps me too.
I love it, because I'm that person, right? I don't tell people, hey, don't go get therapy. I'm not that person. But
Me neither.
it always blesses me when I have an opportunity to go out and minister. It always blesses me when I have an opportunity to give back. It always
Mm-hmm.
blesses me when that one person comes and say, if it wasn't for something that you did, I probably would have done this, or I probably would have done that. And watching you get out there, and then I guess it's generational or something, because I'm watching your cousin out here hitting the streets and just doing all of that, and everybody that you're connected to. It's like, why not? I just need, for my own personal, I don't care if nobody else is listening, but if it's just me listening for my own purposes, I need you to just walk me through that process of, I want to get out here and do something. I'm nervous for the first time. Like, walk me through that process as to how you get up, how you started, and how you keep on staying motivated.
Whew. Like I say, I go back to prayer, because I'm a prayer person. I will pray all day, all night. That's what gets me out there, because I quit so many times in my head. I quit so many times walking through my house, conversating to myself, and nobody see it. I quit all the time. So that's what pushes me to get out. And I tell myself, I be like, well, if you get out there, at least start. Get in the car, maybe start, just come along, anything. If that pushes me to at least start the engine up, and then while I'm in a car, a lot of times I pray as I'm driving. So as I'm driving to the destination and I get there, like you say, for the first time, of course you're scared. I'm scared in certain areas and, things like that. But I believe in being covered with prayer. So, and, you're scared, you're nervous. You like, well, what if nobody don't show up? You got a lot of things just running through your head. Maybe I'm out here for nothing. Should I be out here? I'm standing out here. People going to look at me like I'm crazy. You know how people give us the looks and talk about us and everything. So that was, of course, my first journey out there. But I looked at it like this. At the time, I had a 4-year-old. She's 30. She'll be 31 this May. She was 4. And I was like, you know what? If I can show her and teach her how to give. So I focus on that. I focus on teaching her. So that took my mind off of, oh, ain't nobody else out here. Nobody is coming right now. We putting tables out. We had chairs and, things and items for people to get, and no one was coming to get it. But my daughter was learning something that would go so far, with her in life. So that's what motivated me the first time. And then every time after that, the majority of the time, if people was watching me back then, they noticed I always had two girls with me. They was like my ribs or something. Then my oldest two daughters, I took them throughout everything that I did far as giving back. And I do that now with, my son who's 9. It's like pulling teeth with him because the first few years was fun. Now he's like, he only want to get out the car, but every now and then he'll come step out, and give something. So I think if, me just focusing on the family, the values, what I'm instilling into them, that can go for life, teaching them everything that I know. If they get not too much, not all of it out of it, but they'll get something out of it, that's enough right there just to start. So I always tell people, if you're going out there I'm going to go out there to start, is to focus on something that's going to motivate you, that's going to push you. And my kids, because for some reason, God felt it fit for me to be single parent a lot. So it was my motivation right there.
A to the man. It's nothing like getting your babies out there, teaching them to give back, because they do get to that point where they're like, I don't want to do this no more. But they grow up and that's in their hearts. It's been instilled in them. And I love that. But when I think about just the journey that you're going on, and you're like, hey, I'm not only impacting the community, I'm impacting my children. What is your biggest success with the different things that you do?
The biggest success, I always say the biggest success is just hearing the stories. It's not really what I do or what I put out into the community or what I pour into the people. It's what the people pour into me. To me, that is my success. Because going out here, and one day a lady walked up to me, she was walking by, I kept walking past, and she looked at all mean and nasty looking and everything. I'm just being honest. And me, hey, how you doing? I'm always want everybody to smile, always want, So that's my thing. And she just stopped. And when she stopped in the track, she stirred, waited a minute and said, hi, like she still didn't want to speak. And we had a little brief conversation. I'm not going to put her business out there or her name or anything. We had a brief conversation. Then towards the end of the conversation, she said, I was thinking about killing myself today. And because of you, I'm not. So when I see her, I don't bring it up per se, but I bring it up just to remind her how we met, where you come from, and then remember that day, which been almost 4 years ago today. No, tomorrow the 13th. Yes, be almost 4 years when I met you, and you said that you was great, commit suicide. You was great. You was buying some drugs. You was going down the street and commit suicide.
But God.
And now she looks good. And so stuff like that to me is my success. Without the material things. But if I had to put it on something, it's the food. It's the food, because the need for the food, whether it's in one community, one state, whether it's over there in Africa, where our Africa is standing strong is at as well. Amen. It's just, that's the success part for me, because the food is the biggest, and that spread so fast, and it's just took me far,
That's why I don't pre-write questions, because you never know where the next question is going to go to. Because I wanted to say the last question, which was, guess what? I didn't know she had all those kids. You up there with me, girl. But no, now my question was, how did you get to Africa?
A young man reached out to me on Facebook. He'd been watching me for like a few years. He reached out to me. He said, I would love to do what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, you can, like, it's no big deal. That's how I'm looking at it. So we began to FaceTime. We began to video chat. We began to just take up our time while, whatever free time we had. And we started conversating. The conversation led to me training him over at video, me trying to give him the ropes and things like that. So he was just so happy that he was able to start it and able to do it. So at least twice or 3 times throughout the week, we would just video of how he can go about getting food in Africa for free, how he can come out writing the letters, the in-kind donations, things like that. I was just teaching him everything that I could on video, and we was on the phone a lot. So that's how I got in Africa. No, I've never been over there with him. I mean, he would show the videos, he would post from time to time, and he would do pictures and stuff like that. When he first started, this would be 3 years. When he first started, he was posting all the time and doing pictures all the time. But then he understood where I was coming from of not showing the people. So yes, I really love it. I just love the fact that he did it. He jumped out there, wasn't afraid. He got a team of, I think it's only 4 of them, 4 or 5 now, but I mean, it's better than nothing. And he give out small portions of cooked food a lot more versus than the groceries.
Amen. But you know what? It's so funny because a lot of times, and you said this earlier, a lot of times we as organizations think that we have to advertise those that we're helping when it really takes nothing but number counts
That's
and
what it was.
those demographics, but you never have to put the individual faces out there. And I do want to just mention that again to those organizations who are out here helping and out here making a difference. You know, there's ways to impact the community and to get the credit, for lack of better terms, that you need to get the funding without making others feel bad. Because I too had my opportunities where I had to stand in line, but I was so sheltered, I'll say, that I didn't want people to know what was going on. I didn't want people to know because at the time it was not a good thing. In my mind, it wasn't a good thing to say that I need help. So when I learned, okay, it is okay to say that I need help, but it's a way to get that help. The way that I presented my organization looked different. And I think that just for other organizations that's out here, that's like, hey, I need to get the data. I need to get the data. You can take pictures of your supplies that you're giving away, take pictures of your volunteers and your staff. You can even take behind pictures of those who are coming out. But just for the love of God, know who your clients are and know that you don't have to advertise their faces, because those are the same people that won't come back to get help if they see their face on the news. Those are the same people that won't come and get help if they know that they're being spread across Facebook and social media. So we definitely want to be in tune with the clients that we serve. Now, there is a place for it. Some people want to give their testimonies. Utilize that. But ask your clients, ask those who you are serving if it's okay. And I just had to take that 2-second pause because we do need to get that data. We do need to make sure that people know what we're doing. But we have to do it in humility, and we have to do it in a place that is going to love on our clients and not push them away. So I have another question for you. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a trivia question that you gotta know the answer to. Every year, minus last year, we do an annual award celebration, and it's to honor those in the community who are doing the work. What month do we do that annual community awards banquet?
I'm not good at that. Let me guess this one here. May.
Nope, that's the fashion show.
Oh, all right. I guess I've seen something in May. That's why. Okay. So it must be June.
No.
Let me guess. I really don't know. I really don't.
Look, we gonna act like you ain't get nominated 2 years in a row and walk.
I know, but it be so many, to be honest with you. Not what I just post on Facebook, because I know I'm getting a lot of haters from keep posting what I'm nominated for. I get nominated for other state awards. I get a lot of stuff, like if I really would break it down. So it's kind of hard. So I have like a dry erase, real big, huge, you might as well call it a part of a wall in my room, so I can write it down, because that's only how I can keep track, because I'm a nominated, I'm telling you, and won many awards all over, like DC, Virginia, everywhere. So it's kind of hard. What month? Huh?
That's because you're doing the work. So this is what I do know. It's in September, but I always throw out trick questions that I know.
Okay. September.
My name is Trivia. Right. I have to give you a trivia question. But
yeah, that's fine.
I do want to say, because a lot of times, especially when we're not doing things for recognition, we try to hide those things that God is blessing us with. And I would say to you, every time you get a nomination, especially if somebody got to vote for you, put it up there. It don't matter if you got
Okay.
haters. Guess what? Because haters gonna be haters, right? And I'm talking to
All
myself
the
because I don't
time.
do it all the time either. But we got to put it
Yeah.
out there and stop being afraid of the accolades that we're getting for the work that we're doing. I personally just got nominated for something, and the person that nominated me, I didn't even know that person longer than 3 or 4 months, maybe 5 months. But the
Okay.
reason that I'm saying that is we're doing the work. People are watching us, even when we don't know that they're watching us. And we got to stop hiding behind what we've done or what we're doing, because we can't expand if we keep hiding. Those
And
nominations are saying,
I agree. I agree. You're absolutely right. For the last, I don't know if you noticed, for the last 5 months or so, I really ain't been posting, and I haven't really been putting up a lot of my good work because the haters was coming so heavy. I was like, the haters are really coming so heavy. You can hear the jealousy and envy in some people conversations when you talk to them and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Because I can post every single month of a award I don't got or something I don't got. So I collect them like they teddy bears or something up in my house. But like I tell people, that's for me. I'm proud to say I had 47 certification certificates, awards or whatever. I'm proud to keep the numbers up to 60 something now, but I'm saying I'm proud to say that. And I'm proud to, I love to look at the trophies. I love to look at the certificates for each and every person that has given me one, because that's something for me that motivates me to keep going. Whether I post them all the time or post them, I say, I know they get tired of Sheree. Sheree got another award. Then she, now I'm into making the clothes and make sure that I shout out whoever supports me and stuff like that. So, I say people get tired, but with you saying that, I will start just
you
posting
got to
again.
have to, because if you posting, I'm doing this event, I'm doing that event, right? If you're posting those, let me shout out those who are helping me. We
I
sit
do it
down and
all the
we're
time.
waiting, right? We're waiting for people
Mhm.
to recognize us. We're waiting, and not to say, hey, we want our hands up, but when we get those recognitions, we keep them all to ourselves. Who is it going to help? And again, I'm speaking to myself first, because I'm just getting to the point. Wait a minute. I have a radio station and they're giving out an award for a radio station. Well, if you're not in the industry, you don't know they're giving out that radio station award, right? So now I'm like,
Exactly.
hey, look at this nomination, see where I fit, and nominate me. If you know somebody else that fit it, nominate them. Because at the end of the day, these awards are not just coming by accident. It's because people see the work that you're doing and they say, hey, we need to let her know that we see you. And it's not about boasting. It's about God putting you in a place where you said, okay, God, I accept your call. I'm walking in it. And God is saying, I'm giving you your rewards while you're on earth. You don't have to wait until you get to heaven to get your rewards. So
Okay.
congratulations on all that you do, because
Thank you.
when I do Trivia's Inspirational Radio Awards, it's because I've been there and I've done that. I don't look for people to recognize me, but I know that there's people out here who are not being recognized. I know there's people
Mhm.
out here who's doing the work and nobody sees them, but they line up in the lines. They are our volunteers who, when there's extra boxes of food left, they're taking 4 and 5 of them. They're our
Mhm.
co-workers who are saying, hey, you're doing a good job, but I'm not going to support what you're doing. So
Mhm.
people know what you're doing, but we're not giving them an opportunity. And then when they do know what we're doing and they're saying, hey, she's really out here doing the work, they want to support it. So let's get back to your questions. Woo. I'm encouraged.
That's
So
good.
when we talk
Yeah.
about the journey, right? I need to know. We already talked about where you came from. Now I need to know exactly where you are. Like right now, today, in the next 30 days, what's going on with Standing Strong Mentoring Program?
For the next 30 days, I have a couple secrets besides the live that I had mentioned. I have a couple things that Standing Strong is coming out with that I have. It's already together, already ready, but I was just going to launch it on people. So, I'm starting up I'm going in a different direction. Like I've been working on a thrift store for a while. So I'll mention that. I've been working on it for a minute, and that's what I was doing, where people can come, of course, and shop for free. So I'm figuring, deciding on whether I'm gonna do it's like a monthly donation. It's like $2. And that way, you can get a monthly membership card, come shop for free on your days and stuff like that. That's just to help us, with costs and things like that or whatever. Not really asking for, money from the people, but just some kind of support. So I am working on that. I have a couple events that's coming up. So I will be posting, and like this Saturday we'll be out with Jaheim and I'm giving out clothes and food and stuff like that down healthcare to the homeless, doing prayer, just doing whatever we can do to try to encourage them in their journey out there in the streets. And I'm deciding on going back to my overnights. I usually sleep out there overnight with the homeless from time to time, just to let them know that somebody care, take a little Bluetooth, a little music, do their little hair or whatever. Just have a good time with them. I know that's not really going to give them a place to stay, but it will bring up and brighten up their spirits. So that's what we've been working on in the next 30 days.
I love it. First of all, you already know, count me in. Don't know what I can do,
Okay.
but I'm going to be there.
Okay.
And for anybody that wants to help, I'm looking at my daughter, who's one of my program managers now, and she's like, we got to get out here and help the homeless. If anybody is interested in coming and being a part with Standing Strong Mentoring, the number is at the bottom. The email is at the bottom. Send Sheree a message because we don't have enough support. I don't care if we had 50 people out here doing it. I don't care if every week 5,000 people went and gave out food to the homeless and the hungry. We don't have enough people out here doing the work. So I know that this is an organization I believe in. This is an organization that I support and I sponsor. If this is something that you're interested in doing, connect with her. And maybe you might want to start your own organization doing the same thing. She does not hold punches. She's going to help you. She's going to walk you through it. I'm not going to lie. I'm a punk. I don't like going outside in the cold. I don't like going outside when it's hot.
I don't either. I can't stand the cold. I'm anemic. My red blood cells is really down, but I put on so many clothes just to go out there, just to help them. And then, of course, I jump back in the car in the heat. I mean, because I'm a punk too. I have to warm up from time to time. But I try to muscle it up, just come on and get out there in that cold and get it over with. Then I think of it like this. Most of the time when it's cold, within a half an hour, if an hour, the food is gone.
Yeah.
So I think of that. It's only for
out there helping you. One time a quarter.
One time a quarter. Okay.
But if you are interested in coming out and volunteering and helping, the door is open. The information is there. If you have donations, contact Sheree. She can definitely tell you what to do with them. And again, the heartbeat that drew me to her was the fact that she provides items for babies. Again, babies don't ask to be here. Mamas sometimes don't know how to raise babies or even how to get things. So if you have baby items that you want to donate, car seats, strollers, walkers, clothes, anything, send her a message, call her, email her, because I'm sure that she knows somebody who can use these things. Now, we want to talk about some partners. Because you have some dynamic partners. As you were coming on and logging on, I was deleting all those different partners you brought on. And I still stay in contact with some of them. I can't wait to get into T.R.I.V.I.A? I can't pronounce it.
To and fro, yes.
Yeah, to and fro. I can't wait to utilize their services. But let's talk about some of your partners, because I'm not going to say you can't do the work that you do without those partners, but you definitely do way more with the partners that you have. So can you just give some shout outs to some of your partners and what they do?
Yes. First, I'm a shout out Kindness Connected. She helps me with the baby pantry and and things, almost everything that I do on Riggs and Stricker. That's Susie Freeman with Kindness Connected. So that was like my right hand out there that we say to save the world. That's what we say. But my partners, most of them is more like business owners, as far as they come from like the moving and hauling and stuff like that. They support me in so many ways, whether it's like a listening ear, a crying shoulder, because believe me, I quit so many times doing this work. So of course I would like to shout out Focus Movers. That's Kermit as we call them. So that's a moving company. I have on a shirt that say "Nope to Phantom," and then I have like my logo on the back. This is from Kimby Designs with Gerald Butler and Katrina, his sister. They are so awesome. I wear them. I'm their ambassador. So from here on out, I wear their clothes instead of wearing everyone else's. So if I'm going to a award ceremony or anything, I don't know if you've seen recent, they designed my shoes and my handbag that I had carried for the last award, the Black Wall Street Award I got about a couple weeks ago. So I wore their
So
stuff.
I thought that handbag that you had came from the awards because it was hot. I was like, oh, where'd she get that from?
I got it from Kimby Designs. And
Okay.
that's who made these wonderful shirts. So all of us be out there volunteering with these shirts and stuff on to support them. It's a printing company, and they
Okay.
do everything, you know. So I said you can do some shoes and a handbag. So you know, if you print, you can print anything, and it turned out real nice. I got a lot of comments on it. So
It was really nice. I was like, oh, I
yeah,
need that bag. So now I
thank
know we gotta
you.
talk about that.
Okay, and then I have
Who else?
like
So you
Tracy.
got a lot of them. You got a
I
lot of
had
them.
Tracy. I don't know if you met Tracy Kane with Tracy Creations. She make like a lot of baskets for any occasion baskets, you know, Easter, Christmas, things like that. She also had the cartoon characters, Moon Bounce, because she had Tracy House of Fun as well. So she supports me with a lot of the food and, you know, donates to me to give out like canned goods, you know, non-perishable items and stuff like that. Of course, we have Stephen Green. That's a paintless dent doctor. Yeah, but you know, a shop. Whoo, he make them cars look good. I don't know how he do that. I don't know how he do that, but his work is really wonderful. So y'all can always look these people up too as well on Facebook. And then we
I
have the
love
Emily
it.
Wall Foundation. That's another nonprofit. That's from Michael Foy, Foy. I don't know if you know him,
I
but he
heard
have,
of
you
that
know,
name.
benefits. He had businesses and stuff as well. We did the bike event in his neighborhood up the Park Heights community
Yep.
on his block. Uh-huh. That was during Christmas
He was on the
time.
interview. I remember.
Yeah. And to and fro, like you was mentioning, you know, that's the transportation service that you were saying about using. So he do a lot of wonderful things, you know, before and after school. He do events. He got the limos. He got the black cars. He got all that nice of the party bus, the games. He just has
Right.
so much stuff for like people to do. Because I said that too. I gotta rent that out too, you know, to
I
have a
don't
good
even know
time
where
with
I'm
his
going. I
son.
just know I'm going to use that
Me
transportation.
neither, but I just know I want to get in it. You
Right.
sound like me. I just want to get in it.
Yeah.
Yes. And we have a lot more moving and haulers, like Darren and Mike, and it just go on and on. The list is go on and on with any like mainly moving and haulers is so many of us or so many of them because you know that's how I got in because I have a moving and hauling company. So and stuff like that. So I'm connected with a lot of them. And of course my cousin Squeaky. Well that's well y'all probably know him Arthur Kurt, you know, the
That's
Rutham Kurt
squeaky to
building.
us. Girl, go
Yeah, all right,
ahead.
well, that's Squeaky. Y'all still know about that Squeaky then. So my cousin Squeaky, you know, with his nonprofit, you know, in that wonderful building, he helps me on the back end a lot. If I need something, I'm running like a baby straight there to the building. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I would never go without food or anything. He don't gave me so much, you know, not just because he give me so much, but he also give me a lot of encouragement, some words. We had some talks. I mean, you know, stuff to motivate me and keep going. Because I told you I quit every day, I think. I think I quit every day.
I think I quit every day too. But
Yeah.
shameless plug. Um, a shameless plug. Um, I remember before I started my nonprofit,
Hmm.
I didn't know him from Adam and Eve. I was doing some work
Okay.
in his community, and my job was to go talk to different people in the community who was doing the work. Well,
Oh.
I went and met him, and he did not hold no punches. Um, he did not. He shared what he could share with me, and he
Hmm.
probably don't even remember because I was just new. I didn't even think about doing a nonprofit. I was working for a company, and they just sent me out and was like, "Go do it." And from that, in 2016, I started my nonprofit in 2017, and been
Okay.
doing it ever since. And I be watching, and we were doing a lot, and rewatching him. And there's another person in that community, Dan Brooks. I was like, why am I
Hmm.
trying to service 50 and 60 kids when I could just start with 10 or 15 kids that need it? and it just changed my perspective of how I do the work that I do. Um,
Okay.
so what I'm gonna do, because the time is moving, we still got about 15 minutes, but the time is
Okay.
moving. So what I want to do is I'm gonna put you on the screen by yourself, and I
Mm-hmm.
want you to talk about whatever God lays on your heart. And the reason I want you to do that, because I want people to know the ins and outs of Sheree and Standing Strong Mentoring.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
got 5 minutes.
All right.
Don't hold back.
I'm not, because one of the first thing God laid on my heart was to just be of a help to someone, be a blessing. Whether you come from that place or not, just be a blessing to someone. A smile, just to say hi, X, how was their day, stuff like that. You don't always have to give material things. When you see someone not in their best state at the moment or going through a rough day, sometimes a hug for those who wants to get hugged, because everyone don't want to be touched because the spirits do jump. I mean, just encourage someone, no matter what race, no matter who they are, no matter the differences or the things y'all have in common, or if y'all have anything in common. Just be an encouragement. That will take people far, and that will get you pretty far as well. Me, the encouragement, I encourage myself every day. Like I say, I pray all the time, because I'm in the house 90% of the time, just me. So I encourage me to come out into the community, the streets, or wherever I go to encourage someone else. A lot of times I'm going through so much, but I hide behind a smile. And, I hide all my pain. I try to hold everything in. So I get it out by joking, laughing, telling someone else they look nice, they pretty or handsome, whatever. Not me flirting, just trying to, uplift your spirits, encourage you and stuff. So go off of some people energy. Sometimes when you're around people, you can feel if someone is not doing well, or maybe dealing with some difficulties in life, or just dealing with their own mental issue, or in their own head. You never know, because some people can be their worst and best enemy, with their mind. Overthinking, it goes a long way. So if you see someone down, don't be afraid to say, hey sister, how's your day? Hey brother, how's everything? You need any help? Or you want me to help with the bags to the car? Just a little small things. I think if the world would have much more people like that, hmm, it would be a better place if we can just stop hating on one another, stop looking down, stop that jealousy and that envy. I hear it and see it. I know daily. I mean, ins and out. And I don't go to many places, but I see it all over. If we can just stop being jealous and stop worrying about what one person have and what you don't have, use those to encourage you to get to, or surround yourself with like-minded people, or people that's above your level, just to push and motivate you to go as far as you want to go, or as far as you can go, because everything may not be for you. It may not be your time or your season. So sit back, enjoy your friend. Thank her. Oh, thanks, girl, for opening up that store, and stuff like that. Congratulations on your journey. I wish you the best of luck. Do not pull that sister down. Do not pull that brother down. Just keep on being a blessing to one another. Because when we open up these businesses, nonprofits, whatever it is, it goes a long way just to get motivation from like-minded people, or people of the same skin, because it's our people that's doing it. And if we can just stop killing and start loving on each other. I know love and kindness means so much to me, and smiling, because I'm telling you, that gets me so far in life. Just a little encouragement, a little hope, just a little bit of faith, and you will go so far. You never know who you're going to touch out there. You never know who lives going to touch you, because you could be talking to someone else, but the words that's coming out your mouth could be directed to you, because you probably needed that. You probably needed to hear yourself say that to someone else. And then you think on it later, like, I told so and so X, Y, and Z, but the whole time I really needed that. And it could turn your life around. It only take a second just to encourage somebody, to congratulate somebody, to get somebody their flowers and stuff now while they're here on earth. because life is so short, so short. So please continue to be a blessing, whether it's a gift, like I said, whether it's not. It doesn't have to be material all the time. It could just be holding the door for someone. Some of the things that we don't think about or we take away or we take for granted. You see an older lady crossing the street, help her. Help her. A child out there throwing his bike around or trying to fix his bike. I know it's hard to approach people today, and I know it's hard to approach people, children, but sometimes you can ease up to them and they'll be open with a listening ear. Believe me, I know I do it on a daily basis, approaching people. Some people I know I shouldn't approach. I joke and play a lot, and some people don't want it, but I feel in my heart or my spirit to do it. So I move and I act on it. So if you feel it in your spirit or your heart and you out here, whether it's in a store, whether it's at home, whether it's just, laying in bed with your spouse may not had a bad day, but you never asked how was your day to know if he or she had a bad day. So things like that. Just do those small things and start small and see if it'll change your household, your workplace, your everyday life, when you come out to the community, if you come out to the community, when you go out to the bars, the stores, I don't know, go clubbing, all the stuff that people may do in life. Not saying go around to every person that you see that looks down, depressed, or going through, because you never know today if someone, is going to pull out a weapon or self-defense, get scared, schizophrenia, mental issues, or anything. So I'm not saying approach everyone, but I'm saying use your judgment and don't close doors on people. Leave the door a little crack. When that friendship break up or that partnership, whatever it is, business, whatever. Leave the door cracked. I don't believe in closing the doors completely. I believe in leaving it cracked so they can see and maybe get some enlightening from you, some motivation from you. Because as you continue your journey and still being blessed, don't close it where they can't see it. Because you never know, things can turn around for you and them, or just for them, or just for you, but always leave a door cracked. Not saying let people use you and let people come back and forth, but I'm saying leave it open for just in case moment, because sometimes a cracked door can bring a whole new person because they could have got their self together, rather than a closed door where they can't come back to you, apologize. Some things, some people don't do that at all nowadays. They don't apologize for nothing when they're wrong. So start doing that as well. If you're one to not apologize, I'm quick to tell somebody, well, my apologies, I'm sorry, or whatever, because I feel sometimes in my life, I felt sometimes in my life, it was so many years I was alone. So just be a blessing to everyone. That's my main thing. Y'all can get tired of hearing it. Y'all can get tired of me doing it, tired of me saying it, but I don't care. Be a blessing. And I will stop saying it. Hey, I can't hear.
Again, I'm gonna say it again for the world to hear. You killed it. Um,
Thank you. Thank
One of the
you.
things that I love is when individuals who are business owners don't have a problem with sharing with anybody. We get nervous, but it's the things
Mhm.
that we experience, the encouragement that we give to people that gives us our own encouragement. So, yay, thank you so much. But what I would like to say is, because I think about just the society that we live in,
Mhm.
you said something that like kind of knocked me upside my head. A lot of people think that when you close doors, the doors have to be closed all the way. And I don't agree with that. What happened in your everyday that gave you that perspective that we need to leave the doors cracked just in case we need to receive or give an apology?
I was tough. I was tough. I was that tough one. I ain't want to hear nothing. I was stubborn. I was whatever as a teenager coming up. And you say one thing wrong or did something I didn't like, eraser. That's it. I don't want to hear from Trivia again. She said X, Y, and Z. That's just how I was. I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't speak on it, but you would know never to call me, never to approach me, never to say anything to me. But that could be the time, for instance, it could have been a time we're out, just say driving down the road. And God forbid something happened and you needed someone. And I was that person passing. But I closed that door. And because I choose not to ever deal with you again, you could have got killed, raped, or anything on the side of that road. And then me, I'm going to think about it later. So something like that happened when I closed the door on someone. She didn't get killed or raped or anything, but a tragedy happened. And if I'd have answered that phone, I don't know. Things could have been different. It might not have, but I should at least answer the phone. But no, y'all was talking about me. Y'all was saying this and that, and about me. So I ain't want to hear it. I closed it off completely. So ever since that, I think around my early 20s, I learned to leave all doors cracked open. Whether you want to peek back through it, whether the other person want to come back through it, or never use it. But I just like to leave it cracked, because you just never know when someone may need you, or just to look. I could be with a cracked door. I could be being Trivia could have had like a falling out, but you left the door cracked and you didn't close it on me. So I'm peeking over there, all the positive things that you're doing. And then I'm looking, I may never say anything, but I may continue to look through that cracked door because you left it open for me. And with that, it could be something that you've done or doing that motivate me to start another journey, or to do something different, or to change the way I was doing things to better myself. So that could be good. And you would never know, because we had a falling out and I may not speak on it. So to avoid any of that, I just learned to leave it cracked. So I believe don't close doors. And like me, I'm claustrophobic too. So that's another thing. In my house, I don't believe in closing no door, not one, not nothing ever in life. Because I believe that you can get stuck in it. So I'm trying to learn today to at least close, the bathroom door or whatever, sometime. But things like that.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna leave that one
Yeah.
right there.
No, not like that, but I'm saying I'm just trying to learn.
It's funny because I said we're gonna leave that right there, because I got so used to closing those doors that even in real life, I don't want to close no doors. And it's just funny because I'm laughing when you say the bathroom, because that's my quiet place, right? And even in my quiet place, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. I will invade my space, because sometimes, again, like you said, when we close doors, we don't allow what God wants to happen. And sometimes people may need us and we may need other people, and something might have happened a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, but that connects right back to that word forgiveness that a lot of people, a lot of us hold on to, that we forgive but we don't forget. Well, leaving that door crack give us that opportunity for one day for us to say, you know what, now was a funny thing. Yeah, I remember you was talking about me, Sheree, and told me I wasn't gonna be now. Girl, look at me now. And it's a laughing, technique, because I remember a lot of days I wanted to close some doors, right? And I literally closed those doors. But then I remember sometimes even when you close the doors, people go other ways and start peeking in your windows. So why close the door? People going to support you. That's going to support you. They going to hate on you. However they hate on you, but just don't let that be on you. Let it be on them. So I love that. Like, you encouraged me and inspired me today, because when I tell you, when I think on the goodness of Jesus and all that he did for me, like, I just know that where he has me at today is not where I started. So the name of the show is called The Journey, because I remember where I started from. I remember the days, I remember that day when I went to my school and said, I need to disenroll because I got this baby. I was scared. I wasn't worrying about the baby. I was scared. That was a big school to me. But in my mind, let me go to another school that I'll be able to get out of, right? And I went and what is it called? Transferred myself to go to Harbor City. I just knew I was doing something. They said, "Oh, you can't start until October." What do you mean? What am I going to do? So I went right back to that same school that same day. And I ain't going to tell you my feelings about it, but the principal was like, "Well, you signed yourself out. You can't come back." Who doesn't let a kid that want to finish school? But God had a ram in the bush. And if he didn't have that ram in the bush, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I love listening to people's journeys because nobody can look at me and say, "Girl, you never walked across the stage, you got a high school diploma." Because now I'm a doctorate, I have a doctorate ABD. I just didn't finish my dissertation.
You do.
But
Exactly.
yeah, so I love having these conversations. I love these stories. I love talking to people who said, "Hey, yeah, I didn't have it all together. Yeah, I had these challenges, but my kids was with me every step of the way." Because these babies nowadays, not all of them, but most of them, not even most, a percentage of them don't have a clue. You know, when we were coming up, we weren't leaving our babies with the baby daddies on purpose. We was going to take our babies everywhere we went. Now I'm seeing so many younger people that saying, "I'm gonna go run the street and you keep the baby."
And you keep the baby. Yeah.
I love just talking about these journeys because it's going to make a difference in somebody's life. And like I'm looking at the time, but this is Trivia's Inspirational Radio, so we're not even rushing it. But I just have another question because even thinking about that and thinking where we both are right now, we're doing something that a lot of our peers aren't doing. All right, let that sink in for a second. We're doing things that a lot of our peers aren't doing. What is it that you can do? And I know you're already doing it, but what is it that you can do as an individual to help our peers come along and be motivated or just as motivated as we are so we can change the trajectory of not only our communities, but Baltimore City as a whole?
That's a good question. What I don't know if you've seen it I stopped about a year ago. I used to do ride along with Sheree to try to help change some of our peers and some of the perspectives in the community. I took it from the police ride along, and I used to have people ride along with me while I give out food to the homeless and stuff like that. So, I tried that to see, how that would work and stuff like that. But I think a lot of times it's just a conversation to be had. We don't conversate as much. For instance, your peers and stuff like that, or they're not open to some of the conversations that you would, want to have. Because I think if we just conversate and let them know some of the positive things, or, like I say, encourage them along and stuff like that, I think that would help us. And that would help us throughout, Baltimore and surrounding areas, because we need to talk. We need to communicate more and know how to communicate and what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. Don't come up, and just say anything or, off the top of your head or whatever. But some people you have to ease stuff into. So ease that conversation on to your peers and just let them know. Because they don't have to do exactly what we're doing per se, but everybody has some kind of hidden talent or something inside to share with someone else.
I love it because I just would like to see not for us to go back to where we came, but for the Squeakies and the Sherree Rogers and the Tracy Malones and the Samaya Fords that's out here doing the work to join forces so that we can see things differently. Because I don't know what happened with our generation, but something happened in our generation, and we got to get back to unity. We got to get back to that family side of it. We got to get back to that community, because I remember when it snowed, we weren't just one individual house out here shoveling our snow. We were a block out here shoveling each other's snow. I was talking to someone a few weeks ago on the show, and I want to say their names was Flip and I can't remember. But they were out here, and they were really out here doing the work. But one thing Flip said is he takes the youth that's 13 and up, and even adults, and he passed on with people in their community so that they can do side jobs. We need to get
Mm-hmm.
back to doing that kind of stuff. So I just want to say thank you because you're out here making a difference. And I'm not want to compare myself because I know I'm where God has called me to. But
Mm-hmm.
when I see the things that you're doing, I have to give you accolades. I have to keep telling you come on the show. I think this is your third time, but I have
Yes,
to keep
thank
bringing you
you.
on because you cannot exhaust the things that you do. You can't, we can't hear enough of how God is using you, blessing you, and changing you. And one thing that I know is we don't like to share our stories. Our haters tell us that our stories are too much for the internet. But
Mm-hmm.
there were some things that you were sharing even before I met you because people kept telling me to connect with you. And there were things that you were sharing on Facebook that one, it made my heart grow for the people. But not only did it make my heart grow for the people, it showed me who you were even before I met you. And people don't know that social media, Facebook, YouTube, all of
Mm-hmm.
those places, it's sometimes the first and the realest introduction you're going to get. Now, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about those who just live through Facebook and say, oh, my life is grand and it's really not. But I'm talking about those real people who use Facebook and say, you know what, I'm going through my struggle, but I'm still out here making a difference. I'm going through my struggle, but I'm still working. Because guess how many
Mm-hmm.
people never started? And I'm gonna close with this. I'm gonna give you your last words, but I'm gonna close my part with this. I have a friend that says everybody dead or alive have a story. How are you going to tell your story? And then I have another friend that said more often than not, we take our stories to our grave. So if we're taking our stories to our graves, then how can we really minister to those on earth that need to be ministered to? Because the people in earth, I mean, in the grave have already did their life. So where do we get a chance to be real and transparent with our testimonies? So I just want to thank you again for showing up. I want to thank the viewers for showing up. But as we always do, we start with prayer with our guests and we give our guests the last and final words. So Sheree, take us out of here.
Well, I want to take y'all out by saying, like I tell everyone, share all stories. All stories to be heard. It have to be heard for to help someone. I have so many stories inside, so I'm quite sure everyone has some kind of story that you can share with someone. So if you're nervous or scared, whether write it out or put in a poem, a book, anything, or just speak on it because you never know who you can help.